I don't know. Everything's closed. I need to get that like soundproofing stuff, like where the people put like the big eggshell foam things up behind
the
them.
egg cartons things. Yeah.
Yeah. We're not turning. It would cover up all the bookcases, you know.
Yeah, you'd have
Unless
to cover
it would
up
be
all
like a curtain that I pull down, you know, when I record.
your darkness retreat is what you'd have to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
so that's it. Hopefully you don't hear them anymore. I yelled at them.
yeah, that's right. Go in there and break your foot off.
So I think this is a good enough of a place to talk about it, so we can kind of figure out what we're going to do for the main show for the next couple weeks here.
Okay.
Is it in your cards to go see Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods this weekend?
I could if I had to, yeah.
Okay, if you had to.
Yeah, if like, knife to my throat, let's go. So what's your plan for it?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know, because we saw it. I went to go see it by myself, and then we saw it the second time at the drive-in, and everybody really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to finagle that for this weekend, I haven't even broached that subject yet.
Right.
With April and Asa. So we'll play that one loosey goosey by ear for next week.
Sure.
And then as we record here tonight, the new hit show Gotham Knights begins.
Right.
Is that what it's called on the CW?
I think so. Yes, I've seen commercials for it. It's the new teenage angst Batman show that won't have Batman.
So I'm aware of it, just because it was on my notes of stuff,
Right. And I know it from seeing it on the commercials during The Flash, the final amazing season of The Flash, by the way.
Oh boy, is it that good, huh?
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, Red Death showed up. Do you know who Red Death is from the darkness, from like the darkness crisis, Dark Crisis stories? That was the Batman Flash.
Yes.
So they brought in Batman Flash, but because they don't have Batman, it was the Batwoman from the Batwoman TV show, and it was awful. It was god awful. So,
and how many more episodes are left of this?
I believe like 6 or 7. The one thing that I do like is they brought in Red Death, and then they wrapped up her storyline in 6 episodes. Now they're going to have a buffer episode and then go into the home stretch with a different villain, which I guess that's what I guess they're doing. I'm not saying Red Death can't come back, but if they do that, I think Flash would have been a way much better show if they had done 20 episodes and did 5-issue arcs, like storylines of different villains, and then maybe have it all like dovetail into one big thing at the end. But I think that does help the show a little bit.
It kind of stinks because, like Flash has the best rogues gallery, but that's not second best? No, they have the best.
No, they have the best. That's another thing. They had a Rogues War in it, and it had all the stars were here, Joe. They had Goldface and Jocko and Chillblaine and, all right, Murmur I like, and like an offshoot Fiddler. And they did have Owen Mercer, Captain Boomerang, in a completely comic book accurate outfit. But that was they fought each other as a Rogues War, and I was like, oh my god, you could. We do on Porch Talk every once in a while. What is Wentworth Miller up to? And I don't think he's had a job in 3 years. So I'm like, you can't put the Captain Cold costume on one more time.
What is he up to? That's a good question.
He does like one shots on like Law and Order SVU, and then hasn't really done anything else that I know of in years.
Is he cashing all those prison break checks?
Right. Now, I know the guy who played Heatwave. He has actual heat with the CW, so I don't know if he's
That's true.
back.
That's true.
But so I don't know if you brought up Wentworth Miller's IBDM, whatever. It's one of these 4 letters in a row.
Yeah, he hasn't like worked on a regular thing in quite some time.
Right. So Maybe it's a secret and he's coming back for like the final season. But I will say this, Flash got to make a Speed Force Captain America shield in the last episode, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not just Speed Force lightsabers. Now he has Speed Force like a shield, so. But
he has a social media that was updated like 2 months ago, and that was the last time anything was updated on there.
Right.
And it's a lot of old pictures. It doesn't appear to be anything new.
Mm-hmm. But
I don't know. Like I said, he must be cashing a lot of checks that he doesn't have to be working. He's getting that mailbox money, as they call it.
Right. So, but you wanted to ask about Gotham whatevers.
Yeah, we're going to give that a try. We're not going to give that a try. So you know it from watching The Flash. I only know it because the girl who is playing... Oh, boy.
Oh, there you go.
One of the leads in the show. If I see her name, I'll know. She's playing... No, not Carrie. She's playing Spoiler. Okay?
Right.
The girl who is playing Spoiler is dating one of the... I'll say lower fifth of the roster of AEW.
No, there's that word, but go ahead.
And he got OC to do like a little promo video to promote the show coming on.
Oh, God.
So that's the only reason I know the show is... I'm like, oh, yeah, that's this weekend, or that's this week, or whatever, right?
Did OC have his hands in his utility belt? Is that
no, it was a thing where like he was sitting there like lazily, and he's like, oh, hey, Anna, that's the girl's name, her show debuts this week. You're a big Batman guy. And he's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, don't you want to tell the people when it's on? He's like, sure. And he goes, that means the OC's telling you that it's on this day and this day and this day. And then they did like the high five, which is the OC high five. I almost said his real name there.
Even though I know what it is. Go ahead.
But I watched a docuseries on Jerry's Internet Wrestling Emporium with Jerry, and everyone just like loosey-goosey with OC's real name, man. Like everyone's just like, yeah, we're just gonna call him by his real name like all the time. Like, oh, there he is as a different character. We're just gonna call him by his real name on top of that, Right.
This was with Gerald. They were having the story, and Jerry with a G.
No, it's not. Listen, I have it on very good authority that Jerry himself refused to put it up on Jerry's Internet Wrestling Emporium until they fixed it to spell his name right.
Oh, see, I know all your buttons, Joe. So,
well, that's the thing. It's no longer a button. We have official proof, not only from Jerry himself, but also on a thing about him.
Right.
He goes. It took them 3 edits to get them to fix it to the correct spelling on the lower third.
Oh, is that from an official Jerry email?
Jerry.
No, but I mean, did he say it on the documentary, or did he tell it to you when you were talking?
He told it to me.
Okay, so there's no proof that he said this, so it could be wrong.
No, the proof that he said it is that on the documentary it says Jerry.
Right, but I think they got it wrong.
No. Because when I tweeted it out, all the people that were involved were like, oh, I still say it with a G. Okay. And I'm like, well, you're all wrong. See,
I was going to ask for videos of your email.
Oh, come on now. I got yelled at about that. Let's take it easy.
I don't know what you got yelled at about, but anyway. I just know photos can be doctored. So,
well, I heard that you could doctor screen recordings. You could doctor voice. There's a lot. Listen, you don't have to be a doctor to be a doctor these days.
You could Doctor Who.
Yeah, well, you can't be a Doctor Who. Nobody wants to be that.
But because I keep derailing you, do I want to watch it? Probably not.
Okay.
And it's because of the fact that no Batman show. Because this was when I forget if it was. I don't remember if I was there or if it was told to me, because I'm just going to name drop now. I've been to DC's offices back in the day when they're on the East Coast so many times that I can't remember if I was there or if somebody that was there without me told me the story. Is basically that the Batman license is a different animal at DC compared to everything else. And it was never just brought out and said, but it seems like Batman, that license, they can't do Batman in full costume on TV other than a cameo. Like, because we've never seen a full-on live-action Batman show in the years. You go all the way back to remember that crappy Birds of Prey show in like the 2000s?
Yeah, where it was like, what if Batwoman and Catwoman and Batman had a daughter? It was like, was the pitch. Like, that was all the promotional materials for it.
And they just had 1-2-second clip of Batman fighting the Joker, and then it was like, and the Joker and Batman died, and it's like, so we can't have them. Then, like, when Batman was on during the crossover, the Crisis on Infinite Earths on CW, it was, well, we're gonna have Kevin Conroy in the what do you call it? The Kingdom Come Batman kind of. Like he had a suit to help him walk, but he wasn't in the Batman armor. And then over on Titans, Batman's retired and he shows up out of costume. And it's like, I'm of that mind that that's true, because if not, why wouldn't there be a live action straight up Batman TV show to make some money? You know what I mean?
Right.
So basically we always get is like some like watered down Bat World show without Batman, and I'm like, I don't want to see that. The only thing I would take is a Commissioner Gordon, a Joker TV show with the serial numbers filed off, and it's really about Commissioner Gordon. Otherwise, no, like a Gotham Central show I would watch. But
isn't that what this kind of sort of is, or no?
No, this is another one of the kids running around, probably being trained. You know what I mean? Let me see what the premise is. I got the premise right here. In the wake of Bruce Wayne's death, right, his adopted
everyone.
Right, his adopted son Turner Hayes, Turner Hayes, forges an unlikely alliance with the children of Batman's enemies. When they are all accused of murder they didn't commit by District Attorney Harvey Dent, these kids work in an attempt to clear their names and find out who really killed Bruce Wayne. It was the upper-ups at DC with their contract. So that show has zero interest for me. And I'm looking to see.
I see Carrie Kelly. I see Harper Rowe.
Cullen Rowe.
I mentioned before Stephanie Brown. I see Doug Bradley, the preacher from Blackcraft Pro, is Joe Chill. Because again, I'm sure that's who killed Bruce Wayne, right?
Sure, right. God, no, well, that probably killed his parents. So, but and then you have one more. Who was Dula as daughter of the Joker? Joker's daughter? I don't know.
Joker's daughter done on TV.
Right, Harley Quinn done right on TV.
Yes.
So yeah, even when I was seeing the commercials for it, they all I don't even know if they put costumes on because that costs money. You know what I mean? And then I got to hear about the wig work. I'm like, no.
That's true. You do have to hear about the wig work. Now, so I put a line. I'm putting a line through Gotham Knights. I'm putting a circle and a question mark next to Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods. I will say this. If Double J wins the Shazam 2 belt from Orange Cassidy this week, I think we all have to go see the movie, right?
Is there an actual belt?
Yes.
Wait, an actual Shazam belt.
Okay. Orange Cassidy currently holds the All-Atlantic title. And Todd, that doesn't mean anything. The All-Atlantic title doesn't mean anything. But this past week on TV, Tony Khan, the owner of AEW, told us, the fans, that thanks to Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods in theaters next Friday, the All-Atlantic title is leveling up to the international title.
Oh.
So it's a rebranding of the title and a renaming of the title that's sponsored by a movie.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm sure in 10 years, when it's still the international title, they'll still be mentioning Shazam 2, Fury of the Gods.
Well, two things about that is, and again, this is the wrestling show, and it'll be over by then. I'll be doing my victory lap on At Odds this week, which comes out after, unless you're subscribed to the Patreon and you're getting this in the correct listening order. Anywho,
right. Can't wait to listen, by the way. Go ahead.
On Double J's podcast this week, his host alleged that the studio wanted Jeff in this match because he's a big ratings draw. Ugh. And I'm not a ratings guy, but if you look at the last, let's say, 8 weeks of ratings, consistently the two highest rated segments on the show is the Orange Cassidy match and the Jeff Jarrett segment.
Listen.
So it kind of sort of makes sense that, like, maybe they said, put these two guys that are consistently high rating draws in a match, and let's see if the ratings go up and we can get a sponsor for it.
Okay. I'm not going to let you use After Dark to do Jeff Jarrett victory laps over here.
All right.
That's I think he's overrated too. What has he ever done?
A 12-time world champion, 2-time Hall of Famer, more firsts than anyone in the AEW roster. Yes, I did just watch the hype video before we started recording this.
Of course,
it was all fresh in my head. But then conversely, I said it'll be okay when OC wins the title back when they rebrand the title this May as the AEW International Family title, sponsored by Fast 10 in theaters this weekend.
Oh, I do feel Fast 10 is going to be involved with wrestling somehow.
Absolutely.
Did you ever get OC to the premiere?
No, I think all the pandemic happened.
Oh, well, if there's a new premiere coming.
I figured OC is a big enough of a star that he doesn't need my help at this point.
Yeah. So now it's unwieldy hashtag for Smokey is the Bandit. So
no, it's to get the Boar and Ed on that 5-star match game to do wrestling trivia.
I liked part of that, and then you brought up the other guy, and then it was wrestling trivia. I don't know. I thought. What
do you have against the Boar? Speaking of the other guy, there's something we got to talk about off air.
Okay.
Speaking of the Boar, I'm just writing a name down here. 4 letters.
Is it Dana somebody? I don't know.
No, stop it. So I'll change the subject from Double J begrudgingly. Right. So how was the snow up your way?
I thought we weren't going to mention that word, Joe.
No, we can, because I got none. I got to maybe talk it into existence because we didn't get nothing. Okay. They canceled school for my kid. We're getting a nor'easter. Everything's shutting down. All the grocery stores have been pillaged on Sunday and Monday, and we got nothing.
It wasn't bad because I thought the snow was supposed to start in the middle of the night. So I set my alarm to get up early, get a head start on it, and I wake up and there's no snow. None at 7 a.m. So 6 a.m. So I get my bagel that I bought pre-toasted, and because I didn't know if the bagel shop would be open. So I ate breakfast and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go off. And then the snow started coming down. And it was heavy. And we'd get like a ½ inch and it would stick. And then you'd be like, oh, okay, I go out and shovel it. But the problem was it was still snowing, and we're getting like 30-mile-an-hour gusts. So everything's just blowing around. I would clean the snow everywhere I had to clean it. And then when I was done, I'd have to start the loop again because, like, there might be parts of the driveway that would have no snow on them, and then parts of the driveway that would have 5 inches on it. Because it would just drift. It was just drifting. And I got everything done at 5 o'clock, and I came home, and then the wind started again, and it started snowing. So when I wake up in the morning, I have to see what I have to do. So it's shitty around here.
I was going to say, I knew it was bad when the comic store closed early today.
Yep. So that's kind of like your outlier, you know what I mean?
Todd, come move down my way.
You know what? There's a chance.
Put the Cinnabon on your back. Mm-hmm. Bring it down.
Get my
Set up shop near the Taco Bell and the KFC and all the other fast food places here. A freestanding Cinnabon right in between all of those things would, I think help boost the economy down here.
Yep, and I'll say, I'll just get my bulletproof vest and come on down.
Oh, you're a coward.
Yeah, we got our shootings up here, too, so what does it matter?
Exactly. What are you, special?
1 for 1, I think we have to do. You know what I mean?
I'll say there haven't been any stabbings lately.
I like a good stabbing.
Right.
But anything else on the snow you want to talk about? Because I don't want to talk about the snow.
That's it.
Do you want to hear how the water thing went for me?
Yes. Okay. Our good friend, Mr. Marcus, your co-host of No Chance in Helmet, also had some water heater issues this past weekend as well. It was kismet.
Right. So we should do a water heater podcast.
You should do a water heater podcast in between your XFL helmet podcast.
Sure. Or we could merge them. So
right.
Where we have heat with water on our helmet podcast.
Oh my goodness.
Right. But okay. So now remember the story. Friday I called them before this week. I need them to come shut the water off Monday. I'm sorry, sir. We can't. The earliest we can come shut your water off early in the morning is Friday of next week. All right. So not Monday, Friday.
Right. And then we're going to shut it off for the whole day, but it's not really the whole day. It's like a whole business day, but they have to say that over the phone. When the guy gets there, they'll do whatever they got to do. Right.
And then maybe I can ask the guy to come back, in an hour or whatever. So Friday comes, I stay home from the Cinnabon, and I'm sitting where I am now, do it like where I record, kind of where I could see out the window a little bit. I'm waiting for him to come so I can run out and talk to him. So I see the truck pull up, I throw my shoes on, and I go out. After a bit, I missed him for a second. And you ever see when they have to find because some people have the water main shut off in their concrete or blacktop or whatever, and you flip it open, that's where you turn it off.
Yes.
Mine's not in the concrete, they're blacktop, so you could just see the top of it. You got to find it. So he's out there with the wand, you know what I mean? Looking for it. And I come out and he's like, I can't find the water shut off in the yard. And I'm guessing it's grown over with grass, and the grass, when you cut it, it dies. I don't rake it up. I just let it mulch. So the yard raises up, so they'll get covered. And I'm like, it's probably just covered. He's like, let me check the map. We have a map, where we kind of get an idea of at each house where the water shut off is. We mark it down. And he comes out, and he after a minute or two in the truck, he gets out of the truck and he walks. And he walks to the center of my sidewalk, and then to the center of the sidewalk that you would walk down the street that runs parallel with the street. And then he stops in front of my sidewalk that goes right to my steps and into my front door. And he goes, your shutoff's right here. And I'm like, under the blacktop. He's like, that's what it says on the map. I said, do you really think I would have let them blacktop over the main? He goes, that's what it says. And I'm like, it's not there. He's like, well, where does your water come in? I said, right here. And I walk over 10 feet. I said, see where the spigot for my hose is? It literally runs right under that in my house. He's like, oh, okay. He goes, well, there's a little divot here. I think this is where it might be. It's not coming up on my thing, the thing that detects metal. He goes, but I think it's here. I said, yeah, because it's not in the middle of my sidewalk. He goes, yeah, I kind of guess so. So he starts digging a little bit, and he goes down. You do the one little, a little bit of shovel of dirt, and then you hear clink. And he's like, think I found it. He's like, let me brush it away. He's like, yep, there it is. He brushes around it so you could see the whole metal cap. Then he paints it blue, which I'm fine with because that, it's easier to see. And then he starts putting all his tools back in the truck. He's like, all right, I'll see you. Like, whoa, where are you going? He goes, oh, you want the water off today? I'm like, yes, the plumbers are coming in a half hour or whenever I call them. I got to wait for you. They're doing a job, and then they're going to, they're doing little knick-knack jobs. Then they're going to come here when the water's off. It's like, no, they told me that you wanted the water off on Monday. I said I wanted it off on Monday earlier this week.
Monday, 4 days ago Monday, not Monday 4 days from now.
They told me the earliest was Friday. He goes, well, in my stuff, it says they want the water off Monday. So I immediately pull out my phone. They sent me an email that morning. They're like, Timothy, your water company guy is coming this morning to turn off your water so you can do plumbing. It says right in there, do plumbing repairs. I'm like, Timothy, right? He goes, yeah. I said, here's the email. He goes, oh, okay, I guess you do want your water off. And I'm like, yes. So he gets the key out. Like, you know how that is. They take the top off and have the long thing that you turn off the water, and then he screws the cap back on. And he goes, well, since you're in my computer as Monday, you might want to call down to the water company because somebody might not come and turn your water back on today. Because, I wouldn't come back. You know what I mean? Because it says Monday in the computer. I'm like, okay. So the guys come, great guys. They come, they're doing the thing. And I tell them the story, and they're like, all right, well, let me get the main water shut off. I want a new water shut off inside the house. Once I get that on, I know that if he turns the water on, we're not going to fill the basement. He goes, so let me do that, and then you can call to tell them to make sure they're coming to turn the water off, turn the water back on, and then you can kind of maybe ask them, like, ooh, could you come? You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay. And so they do it. I go upstairs and I call, and I get this lady, and she's like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that you were scheduled. But it says in my computer that you're scheduled for today to have your water shut off. So it was shut off. I said yes. And now I'd like it turned back on because they're done with what they have to do that I needed the water off. She's like, okay, let me put it in the computer. Now I don't know if they're going to come right away. Maybe like before the end of the day. There's no guarantee. I can't contact. I said, I know. She goes, now, did anybody tell you when you had your water shut off that there's a $30 fee for turning it back on?
Oh,
I was like, no, nobody told me that. She's like, well, there's a $30 fee for turning it back on, which will be on your next bill.
Oh, I'm like, my heart.
I'm like, just fucking charge me. I said, I'm not arguing with this today because I need the water back on, and I need to, if all my stuff leaks. So to backtrack a little bit, what they're going to do in the basement, put a pressure reducer valve in and put some new pipe work in that I needed because some was dripping because of the pressure. And then I needed them fix the shut off to the toilet. So when they were done with that, they were going to fix the shut off to the toilet upstairs in the bathroom. So I called her. She's like, okay, blah, 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 we can come. Now, I believe there was supposed to be snow on Saturday, too, and we didn't get any here.
There was supposed to be snow every day for the last week, Todd, and we got nothing.
So the guys, the plumbers are like, well, when you told them they're going to send that to people that you want the water turned on, they're probably going to come quick because it's Friday. Any job that they can get out of the way early on Friday, they jump at. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, if we shut this water back on, turn this water back on that we're supposed to do later in the afternoon, we get that done. That's one job less we have to do. Maybe we can go home early.
Right.
So they get the pressure thing all fixed, and he's like, oh, I wish the water was on so I could see how this works and everything. And I was like, okay. So they come up and they take all their stuff outside because they don't need all the pipe making stuff to just change a water shut off. So they start doing that. And as soon as they get in the bathroom, the guy comes, he's like, you want the water back on? I'm like, yes. It's only been like 45 minutes. He's like, all right, let me turn it on.
Amazing.
He's like, go in. It works. Nothing's leaking. Blah, blah, blah. They fix the water shut off for the toilet, and they leave. And it was all good. But now knowing this, that it was $30 to turn my water back on, there was a part of me that was going to go up to Lowe's and pay $20 and buy the big long stick that turns water on. And be like, now I have my own and I could turn it on and off whenever I want. The only thing is if you do that and you break something, you're screwed.
It's true.
They'll come to you and say, what were you doing? I'll be like, nothing, But there was a part of me that was like, I'm going to do it. But I wanted the water on to see what that the pressure worked, and they had to replace certain pipes. And they're like, past here, if it leaks, let us know and we'll come back. So I'm like, I really need this on today. And arguing about $30, I'm like, that's one action figure. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but in the end, it all worked out. Haven't gotten my bill yet. So, but they're good. I like these guys, so we'll get an update. And then right after that happened, the next day or the next, I forget when it was. It was like a day or two later. It was Monday, actually. Monday. I had to have the plumbers come back for the boiler in one of the tenants' house. So I'm like, oh, my bills are going to be huge from this plumber this month. So, but all around, I think I'm going to survive, Joe.
That's all that. Just one less steak, one less doll.
Right. Just as long as more people do the eBay click through or sign up for Patreon, and I'll be okay.
You beat me to it. I was actually going to say help Todd in his water woes by signing up for the Patreon, making those eBay purchases through our affiliate links. Yeah, that's it. All the stuff for that will be in the show notes to every single one of these episodes. Same way it always has been. We appreciate your continued support as always. And yeah, I guess that's it. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
You're listening to the soon-to-be-named network, the Lamborghini of podcast networks.